Hello YouTube, this is SAT Practice Math for the SAT College Board Free Test Section 2. This is the 2013 version. This is my part 2, which is problems 11 through the end hopefully. And mine was downloaded in May 2013. I believe they're using the same test, otherwise this will be very difficult. Just go to collegeboard.org and download the free test. They may ask you for an email, I'm not sure. And you can print it out and take it. You can also take it online, and then I think they grade it and scale it. But that way you won't get explanations to the questions. So here we go with 11. I marked some of these up. My apologies. This is not the first go around. A total of 120,000 votes were cast for two opposing candidates, Garcia and Perez. So G and P. Garcia won by a ratio of 5 to 3. What is the number of votes for Perez? Well, what I'm going to do is add these 5 and 3. There's a total of 8 parts. I'm going to divide the total votes cast by 8 parts, and I'm going to get one part is 15,000. Now, Perez got 3 parts. That's 15,000 times 3. Which is 45,000 votes. Sounds pretty good, but apparently not enough to win. If a positive integer n is picked from a random of positive integers, is picked at random from the positive integers less than or equal to 10, what is the probability that 5n plus 3 is less than or equal to 14? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 2 for n. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13, which is less than 14. Okay, but if I used 3 to start, that would have been 18. So 2 works, 1 will work. So 1 and 2 are the only numbers that work out of 10. Positive integers less than or equal to 10. So the probability that this sort of equation holds true is 2 out of 10, or reduced 1/5, which is answer choice C. I want to mention, excuse me, the fractions on the SAT are most likely put in simplest form, but they couldn't put both 1/5 and 2/10 both as answer choices, and then have you say, and then have you choose, have only 1/5 be right as the reduced fraction. I don't think that it's testing you, it is testing you can reduce them, but it wouldn't put other equivalent fractions equal to the right answer as wrong answers on the test, if you will. Now, when you bubble in grid ends, you should do reduced simplest terms or a decimal equivalent. I just use a decimal equivalent. T is a number greater than 1. T squared is how much greater than T? Okay. I'm going to pick a number for T. I'm going to pick 3. And T squared is equal to 9. So 9 minus 3 is 6, because it wants how much greater. It wants T squared minus T. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 in for these answer choices and see which gives me 6. So if I put T as 3, that's 3 times 3 minus 1 is 3 times 2, or 6. Now I'm going to the answer. I've done these before. So the answer choice is D. Right? It's not going to be a constant, so those are out. Now if I multiply answer choice D out, I get T times T, or T squared, minus T times 1, or T, which is, right, it's saying T squared is how much greater than T. Well, that's T squared minus T. So multiplying that out may help, but you can also use the numbers. Now if you pick a number that it can't be, right, it says T is greater than 1, you can't have T equal to 1, and then if you have T equal to 2, you may get a couple answer choices. So there we go. Okay. I'm going to test my horrible drawing abilities. The height of a right circular cylinder is 5 and the diameter of its base is 4. What is the distance from the center of one base to a point on the circumference of the other base? I'm going to dot this. The diameter of the base is 4. I know it looks much shorter this way, but so the radius is 2. You'll see why I did it that way. And then I want to go, the height is 5, and I want to go from the base to the circumference on the other base. I'm going to go to here. It wouldn't matter if I went to any of these other ones. They look like some of them are longer, but they're not. They're equidistant. So what I'm really solving for now is a right triangle. This side is 2, this side is 5, right? A squared plus b squared equals c squared. 2 squared plus 5 squared is 4 plus 25. We want the square root of 29, which is choice C for number 14. I think that was done. Okay, shuffle, shuffle. Alright. P and n are integers such that p is greater than n is greater than 0. Alright, p squared minus n squared equals 12. Which of the following can be the value of p minus n? Well, I need the difference of squares being 12. So what's going to happen is these are going to get big fairly quickly. So if I set p equal to 4, n equal to 2, p squared is 16, n squared is 4, p squared minus n squared is 12. So p squared, or p, can equal actually plus or minus 4. And n can equal plus or minus 2. But p minus n, here are the numbers I could go. I could get 4 minus 2 or 2. That's on there. And that's our answer choice, by the way, is 2 only. Now it's just coincidental that Roman numeral 2 is the number 2. I could get 4 minus, right, I could get 4 plus 2, I could get 6. I got 2. I could get negative 6, and I can get negative 4 plus 2, I can get negative 2, right, I can get some other numbers. But it's just trying to solve these, it's trying to get our values for p and n fairly quickly in this question. Okay, now as you can probably tell, I've kind of butchered this figure. So, this format that I'm doing here isn't best suited to this type of problem, so I'm going to go ahead and describe what's going on. The grid above represents equally spaced streets in a town that has no one-way streets. What that's going to mean, for our purposes, is that we can't backtrack along the grid. F is the firehouse. W, X, Y, and Z are the locations of some buildings. An M distance, think of it as the shortest distance, is the minimum number of blocks, or minimum distance, that a fire truck must travel from the firehouse to reach the building. So X is at a distance of 2, because you can only use the road, so that's 1, 2. And you can use half distances. Alright, so 16 says, what is the M distance of the building at W from the firehouse? Well, I start at F. I know it's hard to see. I go 1, 2, 3 and a half. I could go 1, 2, 3 and a half, but it's the shortest distance. Either way I go is 3 and a half. So 16 is D. I know I've drawn all over this. What is the total number of different routes that a fire truck can travel from F to Z? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort of draw this. And there are a lot of questions that do this, travel along a grid, pathways type questions. Okay, to get from F to Z, I can go left, left, down, down. I can go left, down, and I can go left, down, left. That's 3 ways. The bottom is the same. Down, down, left, left, down, left, left, down, down, left, down, left. So the top half is 3, the bottom half is 3, for a total of 6 ways. And it is worth familiarizing yourself with these sort of route questions where you have rules like you can't go backwards, or sometimes you can only go right and down. They'll change the rules. That's sort of how the exam works. All 3 of the buildings that are an m distance of 3 from the firehouse must lie on A. Okay, I don't know if you can see this or not, but 3 from the firehouse, what I did was I said 1, 2, okay, here's 3, up, right, here's another 3. So these are all the 3 distances, okay, for F. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So they really, it's going to be a square, okay? That was my first sort of square. It's going to be a square. There's no reason it should be rounded, right? So it's not going to be a circle. And then it's not going to be a line. I mean, some of them do line a line, but equidistant without this restriction is a circle. But with this restriction of it being blocks, then it becomes blocked off, becomes a square. No pun intended, becomes a square. And you'll get the triangle if you only do half of them. Okay. It's not busy. X and y are positive integers. If that's true, which of the following is equivalent to? Okay, this is 2x to the 3y minus 2x all to the y. Now, I can tell from this is B is sort of the odd one out. All the other ones, well, so is A. C, D, and E all factor out 2x to the y. All right, so when I do that, I want to be careful that I don't just sort of erase this 2x, right? Something has to be raised to that power. Well, when I take out y, it's like subtracting 3 minus y. I'm left with 2x to the 2y. And when I factor 2x minus 2x to the y power, when I factor that out from itself, I'm left with 1. Okay, so it's going to be choice C. Some of these others, like D, I'll get an 8. E, I'm missing a Y. Missing a couple Y. Right, so E doesn't work out. You can do it like equivalence. I mean, it is equivalent, but I look at the answer choice because you have to look at the answer choice because this is which of the following. So I look at the structure of the answer choices, and it looks like a factored form. So I factor what they factor, and then I get this what's left. I do that correctly. I try. You multiply back out, and you get what you started with. So anyone else, if you want further explanation on that or problems like that, go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll do it. J, K, and N are consecutive integers. Okay, 0 is less than J is less than K is less than N. The unit of the ones digit is 9. Well, because of how it goes consecutive, you can't, it can't be 3 and 3. So I need a 9 in there. So what it's going to be is it's going to be 9, 10, 11, right? J, K, N. Jn is 11 times 9, or 9 times 11, which is 99. So that satisfies. 0 doesn't really come into play other than that we're dealing with positive numbers. What is the units digit of k? Well, here's k. Units digit is the ones digit of 10, which is 0. Choice A. Okay, thank you for watching. Any questions, any comments, any suggestions, SAT or otherwise, go ahead and write them in the comments. And thanks for watching.